After serging my sleeve hems, I'm going to go around and fold them under 1 inch, just like my pattern guide sheet tells me to do. So I'll fold them under 1 inch and press them and pin them, and then I'll sew them, just like I did with the hem of my hoodie. So I'll do that with both sleeves. I'll just show you one, but you can just repeat the same thing with your other sleeve. So if we look at this sleeve, it's going to be pretty similar to what we did with the hem, but it'll be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to use this sleeve roll right here, because then I can put my sleeve up in there and it will be a little bit smoother. I'm also going to turn my sleeve inside out. So I'll just do that by reaching in my hood, pulling that inside out. That way I can fold things down around. It'll just be a little easier. So I'll put my sleeve in my sleeve roll right here, give it a little spritz of water, and then I'll fold everything over. I'll find my 1 inch with my seam gauge right here, and then I will press that. Then I'll find my 1 inch over here and press that. And as I get to my seam allowance, I'm going to do the same thing I did with my hem, where I'll go up 1.25 inches. And I've marked that with my fingers, so that's about 1.25 inches right there. And then I'm just going to cut out this seam allowance, so there's less bulk at my sleeve. I don't want to cut through I don't want to cut a hole in my fabric, and I don't want to cut through the seam, but I'm just going to trim my seam allowance there, so that way when I fold everything over, it just lays nice and flat. And I want to line up this seam line with the other seam. So if you can see that, this is a seam line right here, and this is a seam line right here, and I want them to line up all together and be 1 inch. You can press that, and then I'll pin it so I can keep my seam line in place. Continue around, finding 1 inch and pressing it. And I have a 1 inch all the way around now, so I'll go ahead and just pin that all in place. And a reminder, I'm not going to show you the other sleeve, but you'll just do this exact same thing with your second sleeve. So press and pin both of those, and then it should look something like this.